Hey everyone, it's your favorite black single mom here, Samantha, and today we're going to talk about a very tired ass question, but I felt like I wanted to talk about it just because it is brought up so much, and I don't really see people answering this, women answering this question in the proper way. I don't know why I know why these dusty males keep creating these podcasts. It's giving feminine, fit, and funky. Like they keep creating these podcasts and they bring these women on here. The women are crazy enough to keep coming on here. The one thing I'll give for this podcast though is that women seem to be a lot more prepared in being like defending themselves. But I'm just wondering like what is the purpose of coming on these podcasts? Are they paying you? Know your worth. Stop coming on these podcasts just to be seen, just to be getting attention. And that is kind of giving like daddy issues to me, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, are you just not getting enough attention at home? Did you not get enough attention growing up? Maybe it's some mommy issue there as well. And you're just so desperate for attention that you just do anything to get it, including being on these dusty ass podcasts where these guys basically would not even have content if women did not agree to come onto these podcasts. But these women, just don't know their worth. So they keep coming onto these podcasts. And I'm hoping that at least you're getting a check. Even if you're saying, okay, they flew me out, they paid for everything where we're living, etc., and I'm getting to see a city that I otherwise wouldn't be able to come out to see if I was not coming onto this podcast. So I'm getting some travel out of it, some new experiences. I could probably work with that. But I think that's what would be my first question is like, what are you getting out of this as a woman? Because I'm always looking at my bottom line. So that's not even getting to the question itself. The reason why I also have an issue is with women coming into these podcasts is that the males are dusty as hell. They're sitting in a room where they should never have access to the women that they're talking to. And these women are almost like they're trying to get picked, like they're being pick-me's, I guess. So sometimes it feels like they're trying to answer the question in a way that would be favorable to Dusty Guy to get him to pick them. And I'm looking at these guys like I would never do these guys in a million effing years in life. Like, what do they have to offer that any woman would even care? Why are these guys asking these weird questions? Is this something that women should really be bothering themselves with? So, for instance, this is episode 55. So, oh my gosh, they have like 54 episodes besides this one. And I'm pretty sure they're all just as dusty. But this question is really tired, and I've actually seen women even in the comment section who are like, please leave these podcasts with these types of questions in 2023. We could wish to even be so lucky. Women, they're not going to. It seems to be working. They're getting views. They're getting attention, and you're having these incel manosphere type dudes, quote unquote high value dudes, getting to sit around and basically make women feel like they're less than. They get to put these women on a platform, on this world stage, because the internet is worldwide. It is not just relegated to like your particular country. And they get to basically make them look completely fucking stupid. So this is the example, case in point here. You have the single mother stigma. Is your child lowering your value on the dating market? Okay. So we're going to first have an issue with this because they're talking about women just off top like the woman is a whole object. Lowering what value? Am I a product now? Am I on a shelf in a raggedy ass store somewhere? Like, what are you talking about? These are things that my mind just has never even gone to. Like, everybody has their list of things they want and don't want. But to sit there and give someone value, this is not a slavery state anymore. We're not on a slave auction block where you get to sit there and decide how much someone's worth and not worth, and if you're going to pay a certain amount for this person versus this person. Is that happening in real life? It does to some degree. People do decide what they place their value on, but that's their prerogative. Like if you see a woman and you feel like, oh, she's beautiful, she looks like a model, I'm going to wife her and pay money to like put her in a nice mansion or whatever the hell guys do, then you are to some degree putting a value on this person, whether you're like calling it that specifically or not. Same as a woman, she could decide, like Simone Biles, that, hey, I want this guy. He looks good. I'm going to put him in a mansion and pay for everything because he's worth less than me or he doesn't make as much money as me. And I find great value in him. He's the catch. So if we're being really honest, people do show what they value, especially usually by what they spend their money on. But also it could be what you spend your time on, who you do things for. Like, I'm going to have a baby for this guy versus that guy, etc., etc. So while you're actually doing that, you're showing things that you're finding valuable. It could be traits, it could be looks, etc. Nobody actually ever comes out and just looks at someone and says, okay, that guy's a 5, that guy's a 10, that guy's a 1, whatever. I never hear women talk about males like this. So why are they talking about women like this? So that's already a red flag right there for me. Like, why you should not even be sitting on these podcasts, because that's extremely disrespectful. I could not even sit there to even try to pretend I'm going to answer this question because it doesn't apply to me. I'm not a product. I'm not a slave on a slavery block, auction block. You're not some person looking at how much you're going to spend to take me home and put me into servitude. So I don't understand that question. I think the question is kind of weird. Is a child lowering your value on the dating market? According to who? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're dating more than just a black guy, then I feel like men that have money don't give a shit that you have a child because they can afford your child. It could be about a money thing. This woman did make a great point. But she said it in a completely awful way. But it could also be determining what that guy values. Does he want all his kids to have his last name? That doesn't mean that the child you have by another man cannot be adopted and get the husband's last name. Diddy did that. Men do that every fucking day. So that's like, again, is a non-issue. There's always a way around pretty much anything that people come up with. These black and white questions are actually pretty idiotic. And you can tell by the dating market, the marriage rates, etc., that they're doing nothing for anyone. Like Kevin Samuels, all the people that claim they're dating gurus. You have Derek Jackson, Tony Gaskins. The list goes on and on. Anybody that's like calling themselves like, oh, I'm a dating guru, but how is dating really going? Has anybody actually gotten married off of this? Are things improving? Do you have a success rate that I can like compare your stuff to versus someone else who's talking out their ass? This is just another one of those podcasts. You're talking about the viral way podcast. First of all, how are you viral? But anyways, you're just talking like, what value? So if you're looking at it, you can say, okay, off top, I guess, because these guys, I don't know what they're doing. I would not date them. The torn jean guy, no thanks. The other guy, no. I'm not going to do it. So how old are you? I would have to ask these guys first, like, how old are you? How much money do you make? Why am I only dating one race of guys? Like, there needs to be a whole amount of different range of guys. You have to ask, what age are you? Where are you at in your life? Based on who? So if you're saying dating market, like what market? Because a 20-year-old's market is not going to be the same as someone who's 40 years old. A 40-year-old's market is not going to be the same as someone who's 80. Every different stage of your life, people are looking for different things. So whose market? Your market? According to who? Is she even interested in you? Like, what are we talking about here? I just get so confused. So anyways, all I'm going to do is play this and try to help you all out, because some of the things I saw the women responding with, highly problematic. I think one girl was talking way too much. I would have liked to have heard from all three women, because it's like, at least if I have to sit here and watch this video, can I get a more diverse, varied amount of answers instead of just one woman's point of view? So let's go ahead and play the video, and then I'm going to offer my commentary in between the video, and then I'll probably come back at the end and try to wrap it all up, because I'm really just lost, because it's just too broad. You can go way too broad for this to just be a question. I guess I could say if these guys are very remedial, because you're going to see they're going to keep coming back to it. So if you really want an honest answer, the answer is no. Happy? And of course, they're not going to be, because they want these women to feel like they're less than. They hate women. They want to make women look bad. So they're not going to want to hear that. So you're going to see sometimes in other videos that I'm going to post that these guys are going to offer pushback. They're going to be pushing and pushing and pushing to try to get their agenda across, to try to make these women say something, to try to make these women feel bad about themselves. And the one thing I love about it is I'm seeing that these women are not feeling bad about themselves. They're like, okay, I have a child. I have, whatever. It is what it is. I could get men that I want. That's all that matters. And that's why I say, again, based on who's dating market. Because the guys she's dating, obviously, if she's getting the guys that she wants, it's not really affecting her value much, is it? According to who? You? These two guys that people probably aren't even interested in dating to begin with? These women could be on here just to be getting attention. They could have an OnlyFans and they're just here to advertise it and promote it and get some notoriety. You never know. But these women probably have zero interest in these two males. So it's like, according to whose dating market? A white man's dating market, a black man's dating market, an Asian man's dating market, a dusty man's dating market, a millionaire's dating market, a man who's looking for marriage dating market. Like, whose dating market are we talking about here? Because the dating market that I'm going for will not be the same as what these three women are going for. I can tell you that right now. They're all in their 20s. My dating market looks completely different from theirs. Would I think that it would matter that I have children at 41 years old? Absolutely not. Now, if I'm this age and I want to date guys who are in their 20s, it might be a factor, but I highly doubt it. If you're a 20-something-year-old guy dating older women because that's what you prefer to date, and there are men out there, I'm going to show those videos as well, they're going to probably expect you to have children because they're used to most women who are that age having children. Majority women and a majority people who are of a certain age are going to all have children. So even if you're dating younger, they're going to expect it. They're going to probably like the kids and be hanging out with them, and it's not going to be an issue. When you're older, everyone has kids. Unless you just hate kids, then you're probably not going to even be somebody's going to actually, who has kids, even wants to be around. Do we need to go there? Because I've talked to people. A lot of parents don't date non-parents. They just don't. And y'all, while some people who don't have kids, if you hate kids and you think you're special and you're selfish, like, you're going to think that you're better than everyone else, and you're going to give yourself more value than what you really earned, what you really have. Because other people are going to be looking at you while you're thinking you're God's gift. There's other people who are not going to be within 10 feet of you. A 20-foot pole. Like, they're not going to want shit to do with you. They're not going to want to date you. They're not going to want to be around you. They're not going to want to spend any time with you. They're probably not even knowing that you don't have any money. That's probably why you don't have kids. So you're not likable. The one thing I've noticed when people don't have kids, you're not a likable person. That's why you don't have kids, because you don't like people. You don't like kids. So people are probably not going to like you. The kids probably don't like you either. Kids are very smart. They can, like, read energy better than anybody. So they probably know you're a whole asshole and they treat you accordingly. And that's also probably why you don't like kids, because they don't like you either. But we're not going to talk about that today. That's going to be a whole nother video. So, like I said, let's jump in here. We're just going to go with his bland ass question and go with the dating, quote unquote, dating market. What dating market? Nobody knows. I guess it's according to them. So these dudes are kind of doing like their own little, like, what do you call it, ad hoc dating show where it's like everybody wants us, these two guys, because they're going to talk like people want them. They're going to be like, hey, well, you don't think that you having a kid? Because, like, I'd call myself a high value guy. Okay, dude. What do you do for a living again? How much money do you make? Okay. So let's go ahead and jump in and break down this video.
In the dating market?
Me? It hasn't.
Do y'all have kids?
No, I do.
You do? You know what? I didn't even get y'all ages. What's y'all ages? Do y'all have kids?
No, I do.
You do? You know what? I didn't even get y'all ages. What's y'all ages?
I'm 25.
25?
25.
25?
26.
26? How many kids you have?
One.
One? Okay. Now, this was...
Why is he asking one woman about kids? Isn't that weird? He's talking to the dark-skinned woman, I think, the most. And he's, like, looking at her and, like, how many kids do you have? You know why? Because he's probably not attracted to dark-skinned women. Because why? He's been conditioned by white supremacy to think that dark-skinned women are unattractive. So he's already has it out for her. Like, we're going to make you look like crap because we already don't like you. Because we don't like ourselves. Because they're darker than she is. So they're going to already have it out for her because they hate themselves. They have self-hate. And they're already pointing to the black woman, the dark-skinned black woman, because it's always just so much easier to make a dark-skinned black woman a target and put them down and everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, you're so right. We're all agreeing with you because we're all conditioned by white supremacy that's taken over the whole globe. And so now you're going to get clicks and views and subscribers and cookies and happy milk. And we're so happy for you that you made this dark-skinned black woman look bad, even though she's kind of brown-skinned, but whatever. You're darker than her. So that's what black men are not getting. When you make black women look bad, you're making yourself look bad. Every other male on the planet gets it except black men. I can't.
There's a question that always get mixed answers from women. Do you think your kid should affect your options on the dating market? Has it affected your options on the dating market?
It hasn't affected me.
Okay.
Affecting your.
So all the women are laughing, and they've already said, no, they don't affect the dating market. So the guy asked the question, they answered the question, and now here we go with the guy running around in circles trying to get his agenda created. And guess who he's focusing on? The dark-skinned girl. The other two women who are more biracial looking or ambiguous or something, he's not even talking to them, even though they all have children, because they've all basically said they have kids. They've all given their age. And the one in the green jacket is actually a year older than the other two women. Not sure why he's not talking to her, because she's like a little bit older, and we know that America's obsessed with the youth. But he's going to still talk to the brown skin / dark skin woman, because he's just assuming that because he hates the way he looks and he hates himself, therefore he probably hates his dark skin mom, even though she might be light skinned, and that's why he even hates himself even more, because I wish I had her skin. Either way, he's wallowing in self-hate, and while he's doing that, he's just projecting his self-hate onto this dark-skinned black woman. But as of right now, I don't see her having the self-hate that he has for himself. For some reason, I don't know how we grew up in the same household, and dark-skinned black women do not have anywhere near the level of self-hate as dark-skinned black men. We literally grew in the same household, in the same racist environment. And for some reason, dark-skinned black women have figured out how to have high self-esteem despite the fact that we also live in a white supremacist system. But dark-skinned black men are just so weak, they've fallen down into the bottom depths of hell, and they do not know how to get out of it. It's like, you're what you are, and whatever God created you with as, deal with it. Make the best of it, keep it moving. Like, none of us asked to come into this crazy-ass system. Actually, some of us did, but that's a whole other story. Actually, all of us did, but that's not the point right now. The point is, we all grew up in the same environment. We're all, subjected to the system. We don't have a way out of it, really. And you just either need to love who you are no matter what, or keep it moving. Because right now, this guy's about to project all his self-hate onto her, and she's not here for it. It's like, deal with it. Black women do not hate ourselves. We actually love ourselves. And that's why we started an entire natural hair movement. We don't bleach our skin. We're just not really doing much of anything. We're living unapologetically because we love who we are. And we know we're gorgeous. And if you don't like it, somebody else will. Tell your mama.
Now, when you say it hasn't affected you, how so?
Well, I've always been in a relationship.
Do you think that man, it makes a difference for that man knowing that you got a kid?
Well, for me, I haven't had any experiences where I met a man that I was interested in, and then I expressed or exposed to him that I had a child, and then our interaction altered. You get what I'm saying? Any man that I have came across that I was interested in, that I wanted to give time or energy to, once I exposed to them my child, they were like 100% with it. But then again, I haven't had, because I'm typically in a relationship, in a long-term relationship, I haven't had that many experiences to find out if I'm actually affected by it.
I was about to say, because you're only 25, so how many relationships?
Only 25 is not young. It's not young. I mean, I know they're probably thotting themselves out all over the place, but you can be 25 and have been in a few long-term relationships, because long-term at that young age is like a year, 7 months to a year. That's a long-term relationship in that age. You're young. I honestly, my relationships used to end around 8 months or something. I actually went through a moment where I thought I would never be in a very long relationship. I didn't know if I even had the capacity, but I think it's just being that young. You're just figuring things out. You're kind of finding out who you are. So she can be going from when she was 15, 14 years old. So 25, I think she said 25 or 26, is not young when that's you've literally been in and out of relationships for the last 10 years, maybe. And long term is long term. I mean, it's probably a year. She's probably considering long term to be a year, if not, or more. So the guy's oh, you've been through, I was about to say, you're so young. How can you be well, women do not move like men in our 20s. In our 20s, women are settling down. We're just with one guy. We're kind of looking for that husband, that fairy tale to start a family with. And we're just kind of wired differently. I feel like women just don't sleep around like that at that age. Now, once we're older and we've done it all and we're just like, whatever, I'm tired of like being in long-term relationships, we might move differently. But it's funny because I noticed that in my experience, it kind of flip-flops. So in the 20s, guys are sleeping around and women are like trying to find that long-term partner to hopefully spend the rest of our lives with. And then it may or may not happen. You married for so many years, you get a divorce, and then now it's like we're flopping over because men have been sleeping around. Now they're ready to settle down. And the older women who are their counterparts, who are their age, are ready to have fun because we've been married and raising kids for the last 10, 20 years. And we're kind of like, I'm over it, you know? So that's what was so funny about the way he came at her, like, oh, you're too young. No, you're too young because you're in your hot guy era. You're in your hot boy sleeping around era. Because I've talked to men and I know that's what you guys are doing. For her, she is looking for a husband. She's ready to have kids. So she is entertaining longer term relationships. She's not sleeping around. Our mindset's just different. It's just wired different. We're conditioned differently. We're socialized differently. She's in a different era of her life. So for her, no, she has been in long term relationships. I do believe her. I don't know how long she's considering them to be, but for me, it was like 8 months to a year would be considered a long term relationship. You're with one person for like a whole year at that age, especially when you're in high school still or whatever, if she's included that as well, is a long term relationship. Even if she's been like 2 or 3, say like they lasted 3 years or 2 years, that's still a long term relationship, and that's still a good amount of relationships to be in at such a young age.
I'm gonna ask y'all one thing. Do you feel like y'all value or your stock drop after you have kids? Do you feel like y'all the same women with kids or without kids?
Yep.
Yeah, because the only reason I'm asking this because we had a conversation again behind the scenes about it, and we kind of had a disagreement.
For me, I think
I wish guys would ask other guys this tired ass question. Right, do you think your stock dropped when you had kids? Okay.
a mother made me a better woman. I think if I didn't have a child, I'll be a little more wild. I would be less responsible. I would be less organized.
So she's basically explaining what I always try to explain to people, why parents do not typically date non-parents. Non-parents are selfish. We're just going to put it out there. They're typically very selfish and very immature. And that's not something they can help. It's not their fault. They haven't had a reason to grow up. They haven't had an incentive to grow up. And in American society, we do not have a marker or any kind of rite of passage or any kind of rituals that say, hey, you're 18. We've been building up to this moment for you to act like an adult now. No, your 18 is literally just the same as when you were 12. Nothing fucking changes for you. Like the most you probably do is move out of your parents' house. Now you're a quote unquote adulting. But just because you've figured out a way to take care of yourself and not die, because now you're feeding yourself cereal and you've somehow figured out how to have roommates and live in an apartment somewhere or whatever you're doing with yourself. And then you find a job and you're going to college a lot of times still, like which is literally you're still in school like a big kid. Most people just don't grow up. They take forever to grow up. I mean, I can show you guys videos. It's probably going to be in another video, but of just like Gen Z and millennials not growing up. They're literally not even launching. They're staying in their parents' homes too damn long, or they're going to college and then boomeranging their ass right back to live with their parents again. That's not growing up. Why are you still living with mom and dad? Now, some of them are doing the smart thing and they're living with mom and dad because they're saving up money to buy their first place. I think that's smart. I hate rent. I don't believe in it. If you can get out of it, please do. If you have that option, run and take that option and run with it. Do not move in with your parents if you have that option to go travel the world. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not feeling it. It just doesn't sit right with me. If you cannot afford to live in your own apartment even, you can't afford to travel the world. Just get it out of your head. You picked a different path for your life and you're probably not going to get to travel the world until you're like in your 40s. And I don't know where people are getting it from, thinking that, oh, because I'm in my 20s, I'm entitled because I'm an American to go backpacking through Europe. If you don't have the money, you're not entitled. If you don't have a house, you're not entitled. If you can't get a roof over your head or put food in your stomach, you're not entitled to shit. Save up your money, stop living off credit cards and loans, and do it the right way and go travel or whatever and see the world when you get a little bit older and your life is more in order.
So I think that me becoming a mother made me a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for?
I just want to ask you this though, and not to cut you off.
He cut her off. What she wanted to say was it made her more mature. It made her less selfish. You're more selfless when you have to keep someone else alive besides yourself. That's just the conditioning of it. That's just what happens. That's just the socialization of it. You really don't have a choice because America does not coddle parents. They do not care that you're a parent. You're like literally thrown out to the wolves to raise your children or your child all by yourself. And some people who are super selfish, especially ones who don't have any kids, like, well, that's how it should be. You chose to have a kid. But they don't know that the fact that you're having a child is the reason why their ass can survive in this country. Because every service, everything that anyone is doing for you, somebody had a kid to do it for you. You're not doing everything by yourself. It is a village, whether people like it or not. We are in a community, whether you want to be in it or not. You cannot be selfish and think that the world's going to end. Like if you go to a grocery store and someone rings up your groceries, that's somebody's child. If you go to a store, to a hospital and have to get a nurse, that's somebody's child. When you go to the pharmacy to go pick up your drugs because your ass got some kind of herpes or STD situation because you're sleeping around, that's somebody's child too. When you get old and you haven't had kids and you're like, oh, well, I'm just going to pay somebody to take care of me. Who do you think you're paying to take care of you? Oh, somebody's child. You don't pay an 80-year-old person, the same person, the same age as you, to take care of you. It's someone who's going to be younger than you, which means this, and sometimes it's significantly younger. So not even someone's child. It's probably someone's grandchild. So you're selfish ass. You're just floating through the world thinking you can hire maids and you can do this and you can do that. You're paying people, and all these people that you're paying, somebody had to give birth to them and raise them. That's just logic. Nobody's an island. You're not living in this world just floating along and not affecting anyone. Everyone needs everyone to be doing shit for them because not one person can do everything for themselves. The Uber driver, the plane, the pilot that's flying your airplane while you're traveling the planet, the person that's taking care of your food, the stewardess, everyone everywhere, taking care of you, making sure you're safe, cleaning the janitor, cleaning up the hotel or wherever you're staying at, the people that helped you book your room. These are people's kids. These are people's kids. So if everybody was selfish like you and didn't have kids and we're all 40 years old with you, living our best lives and decided none of us had kids, we'd be sitting our ass looking at each other because at this point with this soft life crap, nobody wants to do anything for anyone, let people tell it. Literally don't want to lift a finger. Everyone's looking down on anyone else who has to get a job, who has to do anything to make money. And now, because we're so remedial at this point in the human evolution, people don't even want to have children. So we think we're smarter than every other species, but we're sitting here saying we're literally committing genocide of ourselves. How smart is that? Okay.
In the eyes of men, do you think your value...
Domestic.
Do you think... No, I said in the eyes of men, do you think your value as when you...
She was answering a question for the other girl. But anyways.
Have kids, because you said you're a better woman now because you learned these lessons or whatever. Do you think your value is up or down? Do you think at 23 or whatever, whenever before you had your kids, your stock value was higher or lower after you had your kids?
I don't think it matters whether I have a kid or not. I think it's just about the woman that I am.
Do you think men care about that?
I think that for a man, until he...
I'm going to say this really quickly. I'm sorry to keep interrupting you all, but her explanations are so damn long. Just say yes or no and move on, honey. Like the anecdotal long ass explanations, I'm struggling. I'm a millennial. And I'm sorry, the last 20 years, I don't even watch commercials anymore. So I'm really struggling to like hang in there with her. I'm trying my damnedest, but she is talking forever and ever and ever. It's either yes or no. And then you give your explanation why it's yes or no. That's it.
Actually gets to encounter me and experience me. I think just like at first glance, if you just see me on paper, okay, she's this age, she look like this, oh, but she got a kid, she work here, this what she do, whatever. I think that them seeing that I have a kid, depending on the level that man is at, because I know that there's certain men, they have this mindset of like, because I've had this said to me, but not by somebody
they want to be a stepdad.
No.
She is all over the place, and of course he had to throw something in to try to degrade her. Boy, bye.
I've had this said to me, but not by...
You have a stepdad if you're lucky, or you're fatherless.
Somebody that like I was interested in or like having like that type of interaction with. But I've had a man tell me, like, you know, in a conversation like this, as a high value male who has worked hard to be able to curate a family exactly how I want it, why would I purchase a used car when I can get a brand new one? So basically comparing...
And then you have Clown Central over here in this New York hat, which is, he's probably not even from New York, sitting here pointing at her like that guy said something. Ladies, if don't ever let a guy talk about you like you're a used car versus a car. You're not a car either way. I mean, if you're going to talk about me like that, then you're a bus. The guys are buses, and one comes every 10 minutes. It's just, we're not doing it, okay? That right there, to me, is like, he's already lost his value just because of his mindset. Like, if you're talking about women like we're vehicles, and like you're a used car, like, it just never ends. It gets worse and worse. So it's like, first you're talking about me like I'm a car. Then you're comparing the cars. So one, because I have a child, now a used car. And you're assuming that the woman who doesn't have children is a better option. Like she hasn't done much of anything with life, which we know that's probably a lie. But she's apparently a new car. So you're assuming that she's never had sex, because I don't know how you become used. I'm assuming that the way they're talking, the fact that he's talking about a vehicle. When you talk about a car, that means you drove the car, right? So if you're saying you're used, you're assuming that people put a lot of miles on me. So that means you're assuming that I've slept with a bunch of people. I'm not like, just the fact that I have a child, that's what made me used. And then the woman who doesn't have children, who possibly has a longer body count, has a higher body count, is probably way more promiscuous, probably way more, more abortions, meaning she probably couldn't have children naturally if you paid her. Where are we going with this? Like, how does it make me new and she's user? She's using, like, why are we doing that? Why am I a vehicle? Why am I a car? And then why would I want to be with somebody that looks at women like that? You don't like women. If you're talking about them like they're objects, you're objectifying them now. And when males objectify women, there's no way in hell that you like a woman, because you don't even see her as human. If you don't see me as human, you're basically looking for a woman who you want to work in service to you. She's now a maid and a nanny and a breeder, and that's about it. Why would any woman want to be with that? You don't have value at this point. So even if you thought she had value, even if you thought, oh, she is a new car and you're a used car, I feel like as I'm a used car, I dodged a big old bullet of my used carness. That's what I'm happy about, is that I'm not going to be stuck with that guy, because he's talking about women like we're cars. And that's already a big L. Like, that's already a red flag. That's already somebody I don't want to be with. And we haven't even gotten into anything else, like your finances, how much money you make, how many kids do you have, how many times have you been married, do we even like you, are you emotionally available? The list goes on and on and on. Are you even attractive? I don't know. The list goes on and on and on. But you don't talk about humans like they're things. That's disgusting. I see people doing that with children. I see them doing it with men, women, whatever. I'm not talking to a guy like, oh, well, the entire conversation. This is the issue I have with this entire conversation. We're only 3 minutes in, and they've already referred to women as objects, at least in 3 different ways. First, they talk about her value. Do you think that having a child raised or lowered your value on the dating market? So now what am I, a stock option? Am I what market am I on? The stock market? Am I a house? And then in a few more minutes, now you're a car. Okay, so now I'm on the lot, because I know a lot of people who like used cars. You save so much money. You save so much money getting with a used car versus a brand new car. Like, time you drive off the lot, that thing lose some damn value. Okay, so in the long run, what really is giving you value? But I'm not even going to go there, because these guys are remedial. This is going to go all the way over their head. So we don't have time. Let her answer this crazy ass question, but I just wanted to point that out. Ladies, do not let a man talk about you like you're a fucking object. These women didn't even bat an eyelash, which really concerns me about them having their level of self-worth. What is your self-worth? Because I would have already... It doesn't matter, because I wouldn't even have been there to begin with, so I can't even say that I would have walked out anywhere, because I wouldn't even have been there. I'm never going to be that person sitting on a podcast trying to, like, explain, like, my life. Why? You're not important enough for me to sit here and waste my time. Like, how much did you pay me to be here again? Because otherwise I'm not here. Like, what are we doing? And it is just a bad look. I never see these things where they make women look good. They're never uplifting women and talking about how much they love women. They're always these incels sitting here acting like they fucking hate women. Their questions are demeaning at best. They're negative. They're trifling. Like, don't do it. And if you learn anything from this video or from these tired ass podcasts, anytime a guy starts calling you a dime, a 5, a filet mignon or chicken or a car or anytime they start to compare you, why buy the cow when I can have the milk for free? So now I'm a cow? When they start talking to you like that, run, 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 run. There will be somebody else out there who will see you for the human being that you are, and they will treat you accordingly. They will treat you better because they see you as human. I can give another example. So serial killers, for instance, if they grab a woman, because they always do. So you have a male, he's a serial killer. He grabs a woman so he can, grape her and do bad things to her. A lot of times, the way I've seen women, like those women in those situations, survive is they have to appeal to that man and make that man see them as a person, as a human, as a woman, not as an object. So the reason why those guys are able to harm them and do those things to them is they don't feel like these women have feelings. They don't see them as like someone's mother or someone's daughter. They see them as an object, like a blow-up doll. So that's why they're perfectly okay with like, oh, well, she has nothing. She's a nobody. She's not a human. Who cares if I do stuff to her and then kill her off and throw her in a ditch? She's trash. She's nothing to me. She's an object. That is the best example I can give as to why, if you ever hear a male talk about you like you're a fucking object, run. Run. Whatever value you thought that dude had because of his light eyes, his looks, his money, whatever the hell he's got going on. Time he opens his big mouth and says something like that, you've already just read his mindset. Run for the hills and do not look back. That's the one thing I want you to take away from this. This entire episode, which I have not even finished it, we're in 3 minutes of it. It's 10 minutes long. I don't know if I'm going to make it. But this entire episode is extremely demeaning and degrading to women and belittling, and this is what they do. These women lost their value time they came up on this podcast. Do you think my value on the dating market lowered? Yeah, because I'm on your podcast. That's why my value is literally in the depths of hell somewhere. Nobody wants me once they see me on here. People are already judging them just for being on that podcast. And then you think these males, these black males who've shown a history of hating women, especially black women, especially dark-skinned black women, you think they're about to make these women look good? Do better, ladies. Do better. We are born with a high intuition, just naturally. God gave us that gift for a reason, because males are coming out. They're running around here like entire predators. They're like entire predators. Like, where's the next prey? And I'm showing these videos because people are like, why do we care what guys think? I'm showing these videos so that women can see how guys think. Like this other guy's talking about, oh, do you date a daddy's girl or a girl with daddy issues? They're showing who they are. That's why I love the internet. Hey, keep it coming. Keep bringing the degenerate information out, because I'm learning shit and I'm 41. I didn't know dudes even thought about that shit. I didn't think guys were even smart enough to think about that stuff, to be honest. And maybe they're not that smart, but maybe they're like smart enough to know I'm a predator and I'm finding my prey. So I'm gonna compare women like they're products. I'm gonna talk about women like, oh, she has this. Like, you're not a psychologist. How the fuck are you determining whether my daddy issues or my whatever the hell I have going on mental is gonna affect, how is this gonna affect this relationship? They have somehow figured that out. And you know who does that? Serial killers. That's what they do. They study their prey, whatever victim they're going after. They study them and they exploit all their weaknesses for their own gain. That's what serial killers do. That's what predators do. That's what perpetrators do. That's what abusers do. Not people who are good people who actually like humans and love themselves. Because you can't love yourself and not like other humans. You are a human. If God made us a reflection of who he is, then that means whatever's reflecting, looking back at you, looking like you, being you, that's what you're supposed to love. How do you hate something that you are? That's why people tell my kids, like, I'm like, okay, so now you're not a kid anymore. Now you can hate what you were once. Make that make sense. I can't. I can't. I have to do this for my girls, but I'm like, I can't even like, get into that vile mind space. Like, I have to like take a break from my video, just like repair my brain from the vile depths that I have to go into to like interpret and analyze what these people are saying out their mouths. And I do not think for a minute that it's just entertainment. Too many of them are saying it, and you can literally look back in your dating history and see where they did these things and how they moved the way they moved to prove and corroborate, as investigators will call it, that these guys are really out here thinking this way and they're moving accordingly. So don't get it twisted. Like, movies you watch, the way people act, internet, the videos people create, because people are like, oh, it's just the internet. These are real people on the internet. And the one thing I noticed when social media came along is I learned more about people, my own family, through social media, because people think they're anonymous so they can just say whatever the hell they want to say. I learned more about people that I knew for years. I thought I knew them. I'm learning your innermost thoughts more so through the social media than talking to you every day in the same room. Pay attention.
Women with children as used cars, because a high value man that has worked hard to be able to curate his life exactly how he wants it, he's probably going to want all his kids to have his last name and his DNA. He might not want to start a family that they may consider broken because it's not their child. So it's like, okay, what happens when I marry you? You have my last name, all of our kids have my last name, and then there's the one that doesn't.
Now, was that example an issue for you? The way he broke it down with the used car to the new car, was that a problem?
When he said it to me, I felt a sting.
This is the problem I have with this child. Like, yes, it was a problem because I'm not a car. If God wanted me to be a car, he would have made me into a damn car. That's the problem. Whatever hell else he's talking about, it is what it is. I don't give a shit. You don't want a kid that doesn't have your name, good for you, then keep it moving. There's going to be someone else that's better than you that I can end up with. Like, that's a non-issue. There's too many people walking this planet. Too many men walking around on this planet for me to care what one guy is talking about. I don't care. I don't care. That's a cute story. I literally just watched a man who has 7 children with one woman, and 2 of those children got with that woman to kill their father. They killed their father. They were all by the same 2 people, grew up in the same 2-parent household, sat around the table every day and had their little dinner. Everyone looked like the, Leave It to Beaver, perfect little family. 20 years of marriage. Now they're getting divorced. Now the wife is now dating the best friend that was like literally knew the guy before I think he even met his wife. He was there when he met the wife. The best friend is now trying to run off to another state with the ex-wife who's now with him. Does this sound familiar, like TJ Holmes and Amy Robach? Need I say more? But anyways, so he's trying to run off with the ex-wife's wife, the ex-best. This story was so crazy. Nobody could keep up. They had like 5 attorneys for all these different people, and they were pointing the fingers at the other person, trying to say the other person killed the other person. At the end of the day, the center of all of this, you have a family with everyone having the last name, and 2 of those boys conspired with the mom. I don't know what the hell she told them. They killed their father, okay? And they put him in some weird drain cleaner shit and just completely mutilated him. Like, that's sick. Threw him off into a trash bag, like trash, and into some water somewhere. Who cares? And this woman is like, that ex-wife was crazy. And she did all of this. I mean, I can tell you the stories. She did all of this just because the husband did not want her to take the kids to another state with the best friend that she's now dating. Does it still matter now about your value? Does it still matter now that all your kids have the same last name? Whoop-de-fucking-do. Can I tell you another story about the two kids that grew up with the 2 parents, perfect parent household? Oh, we're traditional, everything's perfect. But my son is putting hits out on every girl he gets pregnant. He's got like 5 girls pregnant before the age of 18. And then you got the daughter who's living in denial protecting the psycho brother. What? Oh, what are you talking about? My brother doesn't play basketball anymore. But then you got the coworker and the cop literally saying that was the guy he was sitting in the park with, playing basketball, no less. He's at the basketball court. That's how he met him, at a pickup game of basketball. But that's your best friend, right? That's your brother and your little Leave It to Beaver, cookie cutter, perfect family. He graduated from college. He's got a perfect little job. The dude is a psycho. He's a fucking psycho. So it doesn't matter about any of that shit. What really comes down to is true love. Real, pure, unadulterated true love and just good morals and values. Who gives a fuck who has what, whose name? Who cares? And then on top of that, you act like people can't put their name on another child. Like I just said, Diddy did it. Diddy's a bajillionaire, and his ass can do it. Anybody can do it. Like anyone can adopt a kid. People do it all the time, every single day. Adopt kids and put a name on it and keep it moving. Like whoop-de-doo. Who cares? Yippee, you have a name. What is that doing for anybody? Then you go down, live on a family tree. You can't even find people half the damn time because everybody didn't change their name so many fucking times. I can't even find anyone. Where's my great aunt? So you can't find anyone because everyone's name is the same damn name. Who cares about your name? Then you act like you got some legacy. What legacy you're leaving behind, really? What's the legacy? A legacy of dust? A legacy of mayhem? A legacy of murder? What is this legacy you're building? There's so many things that go into this stuff that people don't even think about. People are so one-side dimensional, shallow fucks. Like they don't even realize why this stuff is important to begin with. I don't care who has what. Like it doesn't, like if that's important to you, that's important to you. People can have their values, but you can't pretend like because someone has a kid and they have a different name, you can't build an empire with them. Oh my gosh, the world's going to end. Only the perfect families are the ones with the two kids. The two parents, household, all the kids, same name, all those families, they're perfect. If that was the way that really worked, everybody would be doing that. It wouldn't be such a struggle. I can name all kinds of kids who were successful who grew up with a single parent. I can name all the kids who grew up with mom and dad in the house and they were complete monsters. Look at the Kennedys. Look at the Kennedys. I can go down the line. That family was a mess. Money, all the people in the same name, all the people with money, all the parents there, a mess. Do I have to make a video on every family and how demented they were with both parents in the house? People focus on the wrong thing. They focus on the most shallow, superficial crap. And then they wonder why it's not working. You see Tatiana Ali with her husband. People are talking about black love. They got married. She didn't even say that's why it worked. Yeah, they got married. That's good. But that's not why they're working. They're working because it's pure, true love. Because there's a real respect there. Because they actually are in love with each other. They're not advertising who they are. Nobody knows about their relationship. I didn't even know she was married. And she's been married 7 years with 2 children now. I had no clue. Because when you're really happy, everybody named Mama doesn't need to know about it. Simone Biles. When you're really happy, Cardi B, you don't have your life played out like a freaking porno. Why are you showing all that to the whole world? That's between you and your husband. And then you wonder why you're not working. We're going to break down what makes a relationship really work. Because the 2-parent household thing is a myth. The marriage thing is a myth. What else is out there that people like throw? The black love myth. Nobody knows how to date anymore. Nobody knows how to get married anymore. They don't know how to pick partners. They don't know how to stay married. Everybody just comes up with these like one-liners and they go with that. And then they wonder why the marriage rate is in the fucking toilet. It's in the toilet. So if it was that simple as getting married, everybody would be doing it and it'd be easy and it would be happening. And it just wouldn't be like all this hard work where we're all fumbling about having no clue what we're doing. You wouldn't even need therapists if it was that easy. Get married, have kids, raise successful kids. Okay. Or you'd be like, oh, that's why you shouldn't date online. You know how many people I see, that guy that was murdering that other, like, I can tell you so many stories of people literally, oh yeah, the one guy, he murdered his wife. He got acquitted, by the way. They couldn't prove it. I feel like he murdered her. Allegedly, I'm going to have to say that. He was in school with her. There was no internet yet. I see a million stories like that. Spend some time on IDTV and see how well your theories work out. How well your solutions to successful relationships and marriages and families work out. Spend some time on IDTV. Like, I will give you just 24 hours and see if you look at things the same. Because I know I don't.
Obviously, because I'm a woman and a mother with a child. But at the same time, I can't negate that person's desire, because just because I chose to have a child doesn't mean you don't have the right to feel like you'd want to start a family afresh.
Did it make sense to you?
Yeah.
Did you understand?
I understood it.
Okay, because most women, well, I say we had a disagreement. She felt like the value damn near went up. Like she used Sierra as an example. No. Don't start capping now. Don't start capping now. She used Sierra as an example. This is what women do, right? They all love to use Sierra going, well, see,
this is why goofballs like this dude don't like Sierra. They hate, and honestly, if you think about it, what the fuck does Sierra's life have to do with you? Or any woman who thinks like her have to do with you? You know what it does? Like, what does it do? Make women feel good about themselves? Because God forbid a woman doesn't walk around feeling like she has less value. And now that means your dusty ball ass gets to have access to some woman with less, who's feeling like she has less value, that you typically wouldn't get to have access to. You're trying to humble her so you can be dusty as hell and you get to still have access to her, like a Future. Future should have never been looking at Sierra. He should have never got to even touch her. He's trash. He's always been trash. And it's not, I mean, look how he moves, but his mindset, what is he building except a legacy of dust? He should have never been around Sierra. He shouldn't even got to breathe in the same air as her. She always belonged with a Russell. And guys can't stand it. Oh my gosh, how dare she have a kid? And why do you care? You're not Russell Wilson. You never will be. You're not even Sierra. Sierra makes more than you with her kid. You're a buster. Like, why do you care what is available? Like, you're not in the same market. You're in your market, whatever that is, dust market, whatever it is. You're down there. She's up here. Does not matter. You're mad because Sierra's of the world. You want her in your dusty ass market so you get to be with her. That's what you're mad about. You're mad that Sierra walked away from Future's dusty, crusty ass and realized her worth and was able to go get a Russell Wilson. You're scared that every woman is going to do that to you because they're going to realize, wait, I'm pretty fucking special too. I don't care how many kids I have. I can have any man I want and go marry a millionaire. And then who are you going to be with? Because the pick-me's and the mammies, the ones who are waiting for marriage, who don't have any kids, you don't want them, do you? Crickets, because you don't want them. If you wanted them, you wouldn't even have to have this podcast. We wouldn't even have to have this conversation. Like, let's assume these guys are something special. Let's pretend, because I don't know anything about them, and they don't look like they're anything special. But let's pretend they are. You have no kids. You're a quote-unquote high-value man. High-value man means that you're actually putting value into the whole entire community and possibly the world. Not that you just make a lot of money. Anyone can make a lot of money. If you don't bring any value to me, why would I be calling you a high value when all your money just goes to your family or a whole other type of community, like a white community? You're not high value to me. You're just a high earning guy. Whoop-de-fucking-do. So pretend these guys are high value. Pretend they're making lots of money and they're putting it back in the black community. They're building businesses. They're building up development, affordable housing for single black moms. They're just doing a lot of great shit. They're building schools. They're doing all kinds of stuff that Dr. Umar did not do with our donations, but they're doing a lot of great shit. Let's pretend these two guys are those guys. Then you have these three women are all single moms. These guys say they want a woman who has no kids so they can start fresh, all the kids with their same last name, for whatever reason they're doing with themselves. They're building a legacy or something, and that's what they're going with. What is the point of talking to these 3 women? What's the point? You already said you don't want to date these 3 women because they have a child. So you're in that market over there, the I don't have kids market, and I want to have a family with a bunch of kids with my name, and they're in a whole nother market. Like, you don't want to date them. They don't meet your criteria. So what is the point of this conversation? What is the point? The only point is to put these women down so that these guys who are dust buckets get to have access to those women. The only point is to create these women and give them low self-esteem so these guys can run through them and create more single mothers or give them more babies to be single mothers by themselves. That's what this story is about. Because if you're sitting here saying I'm high, like, otherwise, what's your point? Why are you trying to lower their value? Who the fuck are you to be lowering anybody's value, first of all, because you're not God. But why are you trying to lower their value? I would love to know. What's the purpose? Who's going to benefit? Is it you? What is the purpose? If you think these women are less valuable to you, who do you think they're supposed to be with? Future? Is that why guys are crying in their milk because Sierra went and got a Russell Wilson? And you're scared all women are going to be able to do that? And you're scared that you don't meet that value. You're not at that level as Russell Wilson. So what are you looking at? You crying because you're like, man, all the girls I want with 1 kid are gone. All the single moms, they're gone because they're going with those guys that they know if they're pulling those guys, then apparently their value didn't lower too damn much, did it? Because they went and got the guys they want to get, and those guys are happy with them, and they're having a beautiful marriage and a beautiful family, and everyone doesn't have the same last name. I don't know. I don't remember if Future's kid has Wilson's last name, Russell Wilson's last name. There are so many blended families. It's ridiculous. But these are the same guys that sit here and cry because they're like, oh, don't be a stepdad to these women. Why are you worried about what other men do with themselves? With their dicks, with their money? What are you worried about? Are you jealous because you can't afford to take care of a woman with a child or a few children? Are you jealous because you can't sleep with her because she's off with the other guy? Like, I'm just so lost. All I feel is you're trying to lower these women's value so you get to treat them like shit. And you don't get to do that. No one judges anyone but God. You do not create anything. You don't get to judge these women. I don't care if they got 20 kids. If you don't want her, leave her alone. If you don't want her, leave her the fuck alone. Go to wherever market you think you belong in and go get your woman that you think you're getting. And notice I said think because you most likely can't get her. Whatever one, because I'm going to tell you right now, these 2 males, they think all these women are beautiful. That's why they have them up here. These males could never have any kind of attention if these women didn't come on this podcast. If they were unattractive, nobody would care. Nobody be watching it because America's very shallow. We love beauty. Nobody would be tuning in to look at these 2 dudes by themselves. If that was the case, just sit your ass on there and talk to each other about women's value. How many views do you think you'd be getting? None. Nobody would look. Nobody would care. You have to get beautiful women to sit up here, make them look bad, try to lower their value. And it's like you're low-key teaching other incels how to do this. You're giving a class as we speak. That's why I'm telling these women, stop getting on these podcasts. But you're giving a chance of, I mean, they can if they're strong enough to pull it off. But they're giving a class to tell other incels, this is how you lower their value so you can get to be with these women. Because these guys know damn good and well, all those women can get a man a much higher level than whatever these dudes are doing. The one girl says she stays in a long-term. She stay in long-term relationships. The other 2 women probably do too. So it's like, before you get on here with your dust, they need to give their criteria. Like, I want these 2 guys to say, this is what would be interesting to me. Why don't you pretend you're high value? You can lie. I really don't care. But you can say, I make 6 figures. I don't have any kids. I'm this age. I do this for yada, 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 yada. I own this many properties, blah, 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 blah. Give your list, right? And then talk to these women. And then what are you going to do at that point? Can you show us that you can pull somebody that's like out of someone's league? Like, who are you married to? Who are you dating? When you go out on the street, who's checking for you? Or are we sitting on this podcast because you want certain women and they're overlooking you? Is that why you're salty? You go to the club, no one's checking. They look over your head like, I'm sorry, I wasn't waving to you. I was waving to the guy behind you. Like, is that what's happening a lot of? Like, so you're like, now I'm angry, I'm bitter, I'm going to create this podcast and like try to put these women in a place, because that's what men think they get to do. That's what y'all think y'all get to do. You get to put women in a place, and when you can't control us, you fucking lose it. Those women can get any man they want. And that's what they don't want those women to know. They can get any man they want. If they want a bajillionaire, they can go get a bajillionaire. If they want a white guy, a black guy, an Asian guy, a Hispanic guy, they can go get whoever they want to. That's the reality of it. That's why women will always be the catch. And guys have to suck that shit up and deal with it. Like, make yourself more, I don't know what to tell you, because you're a man, make yourself more valuable, make yourself more appealing. And instead of trying to be a whole thought out here, like, find a woman and commit to one woman, because chances are you're not going to be able to get all these women that you think you have access to. Your feelings are going to be hurt, your ego is going to be bruised, and then you're going to be another person creating another podcast trying to put women down so we can go down to your dusty level so you get to have access to us. It's not going to happen. It's just not. Women have rights. We're learning our worth. We have enough women talking to other women to continue to grow and extend their worth and expand it. And we know how males think about it, because you guys keep creating this podcast talking too damn much. Thank you. Talking about single mother stigma. What's stigma? Child, bye. By who? Tell me when I care. Like, who is having some stigma? Like, you think I'm not looking at you, judging you? Because I'm pretty sure both these guys have kids. Multiple kids by multiple women. That's my stigma for you. That's what I think when I look at them. When I see these black males, I think they don't have any money. They have a lot of baby mamas. They're hoes. They don't like marriage. They have never committed to anyone. They probably have records. Do you have a job? I don't know. You don't have any money in your bank account. I said it. Everyone has some stigma. So you're not better than anybody. Stop bringing these women on this podcast and trying to humble them. Because I'm telling you right now, these girls are out of your league. These girls are out of their league. That's why they're sitting on this podcast. Why'd you bring some unattractive females up here? And I'm going to say it. I'm going to put it out there. Y'all know I keep it real. Bring a super unattractive female up here and talk to her about some lowering her value. You're not doing it because, 1, no one's going to watch the show. 2, no one's going to care. 3, you don't need to humble her because she probably has already humbled herself. Miss me with this shit. Like, I'm going to try to get these 6 minutes, y'all. I'm struggling. I'm not even going to lie. I'm struggling. I'm like, what are they talking about? This is dumb. This is stupid. Like, all they're trying to do is make women feel bad about themselves so we can feel less than, because they see women accomplishing way too much. You got Simone Biles marrying a nobody. You got Tiana Taylor with the Iman Shumpert, who we wouldn't even know if it wasn't for Tiana Taylor. And by the way, I saw Iman Shumpert in a movie or something. When did he become an actor? Enough said. He's clearly trying to ride his wife's coattails to like become something that he's not. You're a basketball player. Go dribble a ball. Ugh. And I had to watch him act. I just wanted to barf. He was kissing somebody. It was disgusting. But anyways. You have Sierra Wilson. I mean, well, that's her name now, but Sierra, who nobody knew who Russell Wilson was before Sierra. Let's keep it a buck. We didn't. We didn't know who he was. I didn't know who Dwayne Wade was before Gabrielle Union. I had no effing clue. I'm sorry. And black women influence the world. So if we don't know who you are, you don't matter. I just said it.
She got a Russell. She got a Westbrook. Russell, what the fuck is his name?
Wilson. He trying to pretend like he don't know Russell. See, y'all, I can't play with this dude. Like, he trying to sit here and try to act like he don't know Russell Wilson's name. Stop it right the fuck now. You know who Russell Wilson's name is. What's your name? Don't nobody know.
Russell Wilson, yeah, I don't even know his fucking name.
This shit was fake. He did not just sit there and try to act like he don't know Russell Wilson. Stop it. Didn't I just tell y'all he was jealous? He jealous. He's so jealous. He trying to act like he don't remember this guy's name. Stop. You know you losing sleep over this shenanigan. The fact that she even got Russell Wilson. You know you losing sleep. And you trying to say and pretend like, oh, Russell Wilson. Y'all, I'm going to call like, this dude is so jealous. He acted like he didn't know Russell Wilson's name. Are you serious right now? Woo, these dudes in their feelings. Like, wow. God forbid you learn your worth and not stay with a future's dusty ass. Let him mistreat you all over the place. That's why I wish Cardi B, I don't even care for Cardi B like that, but I wish the hell she would leave dusty ass Offset and just take off. I said it. I wish she would just take off and be amazing and marry up, which she probably not going to do because she don't have no self-esteem. I wish Simone Biles would kick Jonathan Biles to the curb and get with somebody on her level or higher. But she ain't got no self-esteem. Shit. This dude sat here, and that was the problem. Sierra, a baby mama, a single mother. She was not supposed to learn her worth. Oh, hell no. She wasn't supposed to know that she was worth better. She deserved better than Future. She was not supposed to elevate and upgrade herself with a kid? Oh, hell. Hell to hell no. She was supposed to be down at the bottom somewhere like, oh, I'm nobody. I'm just a nobody. God's just so scared that if black women see this, we're going to level up. She literally has a song called Level Up. And I love it, by the way. Level Up. Like, I love that song. But anyways, they are scared we about to upgrade and be like, you know what? I already got my degrees. I got this. I got that. I got this. I'm like, I'm out. I'm about to get the man of my dreams. They are scared. They shaking in their little boots. This dude sat here to my Russell, what? What's his name? Russell. You know Russell Wilson. I know Russell Wilson's name, and I don't even watch football anymore. That's like pretending you don't know Simone Biles' name, but you know Jonathan Biles. Let me stop.
Russell Wilson, right?
How can you Sarah Jakes?
And the reason that's a horrible example is because if you look at all of her past, she always only dealt with the futures. Yet they don't want the Russells until after.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what he's crying about. That's what he's crying about. He's crying because before Sierra was having fun. She was young. She was dating some dust buckets, okay? Bow Wow was shorter than her. What was he doing? She was dating whatever. And then she grew up. She matured. And what he's mad about is that women really can do whatever they want. Deal with it. Go cry about it. Tell your mom and tell God. He created it. You're mad because Sierra could date, like, whatever she was dating, rappers or some shit. She always was dating beneath herself. I'm going to tell you that right now. She was always dating some trash. He's mad because she's doing what guys do. Having fun, dating the fun guys. And then once she got a child, she was like, okay, I need to get serious and settle down. And let me go get a man that's serious about settling down. Does that look like it's going to be Future? How many baby moms have Future got? And has he married one of them? Just one? Shit. His ass running around all over the place. So what was she supposed to do? Have a kid and then keep ruining her life and the baby's life? When she had no kids, she was having fun. There's nothing wrong with that. You make a mistake, you have a baby with a dust bug, and then you gotta pivot. Shit. And guys are mad. Why? Why? It's not your business. You are hoeing around, sleeping with all these women that you're not marrying, putting miles on them, making them into single mothers like Future. You should be happy that there's a man that's man enough to elevate her and this baby, because that's the Black community. You should be happy that there's real men out there who do right by women like her so that the baby can be taken care of. No, you want her to struggle and the baby to struggle. That's what you're saying. Because you're a dust bucket. You are not high value. When you're low value, you do not bring any value to your own community. Even if you were high earning, which I'm promising you they're not. I can do the research, they're not. But even if you were high earning, that's not high value. If you're only bringing value to your family and or yourself, you're not high value. Period. You're okay with Sierra Wilson. I'm going to keep calling her because that's her name. You're okay with Sierra Wilson struggling with the baby. And she is, to me, the archetype of all single Black mothers. You're okay with all single Black moms struggling in poverty. Fucking not knowing how to feed the little baby that's a future you because he's a Black kid. He's a Black boy. Shit, we know you don't like Black women. At least you don't like the Black boy. Your self-hating ass. You don't even like Black boys. You were one. I can't. Complete low value to me. This is what low value is. Low value is dust buckets who do not bring value back to their own fucking community at minimum. Minimum. There's white men who literally have colonized entire countries, and this dude can't even get his community together.
They got ran through from the Futures, and the Futures ain't giving them the results that they wanted. They want the Futures to be the Russells. And then once the Futures don't turn into the Russells, they run to Russell with Future kids. And it's like, what self-respecting man would accept that? So what we try to tell women is...
No, you can shut the fuck up and not tell women anything. And Russell Wilson is a self-respecting man because he's a high-value man. He fell in love with who he fell in love with. She happened to have a child, and he's taking care of all of them, and now they're having more kids. They just had like another kid. How many do they have now? 4? Worry about your damn self. What are you worrying about, Russell? Does Russell Wilson look unhappy to you? Ain't no man unhappy having that many babies. I'm going to tell you that right now. Mind your business. Stop blocking, wondering about other people's pockets, other people's families, other people's lives, what people doing with themselves. Worry about yourself. What are you trying to teach men? Oh, don't take on a single mother. Okay, what is that doing for anyone? What does that do? Because I would like to start my own podcast and tell Black women to stop marrying down. Keep your coins in your bank account because your man is a gold digger. We want to do this? Do we want to do this today? He don't have no kids and he's still a gold digger.
You having a child is not only going to affect you, that's probably going to be one of the most important decisions you make is who you have your kid with. So start being... Hold on. Start...
Are you teaching men to stop having kids with women and not marrying them? Is that what you're teaching men too? Who do you think these women are having babies with? Why are you teaching men to worry about what are you talking about? Worry about Future. What's Future doing? What's Nick Cannon doing? Are you having a conversation with them? Oh, I'm telling the guys are not very powerful. Yeah, the biggest decision you make is who you have a child with, and that goes on both ends. Can we start telling guys to stop getting women pregnant that they don't want to marry? There we go.
Being more meticulous and concise with who you have a kid with, because women just think, I can have a kid with anybody, doesn't matter. The fact that I'm still getting...
Women don't think like that, period. They don't. He just said she wants Future to be Russell Wilson. So that means what? She loved Future. She wanted a Future with whack-ass Future. I don't know why. Because we don't know any better. She thought Future was going to be that guy. He was saying something to her to make her fall in love with his dusty ass, and she fell for it. Okay. So no, women are not just having kids with random people thinking, I can just have whatever guy I want. Who the fuck is doing that? Do you know what having a child does to a woman's body? Do you know how much it costs to raise a child? How much time it takes? No one's thinking this in small ways, like, oh, let me just have a baby with whomever, and then I'm going to go find a... No, I think everybody wants the quintessential little family with the husband and the wife in the one house, with the kids all having the same life. Everybody wants that. But because black males are never held accountable, they're allowed to make all these single mothers, and then you put the burden of the responsibility on the women. I can promise you the majority of these women expected to get married to the father of their children, you dust bucket. You fucking raggedy dust ball. They expect to get married to the father of their children, and the father was the dust bucket that was a fatherless piece of crap that ran off into Never Never Land and didn't do his fucking job. Don't put this on the women, because we stayed. We're raising our kids. We proved our character by the fact that we stayed and raised our child. No matter how hard it was, no matter how much our quote unquote value lowered, we didn't have an abortion. We didn't abandon our child. We raised our child. We did the best we could. So we showed our character. Y'all are showing your character by the way you run, how fast you flee from your responsibilities. And take no goddamn accountability either, because you're not a real man. Real men do not blame women for their fuck ups. Real leaders do not blame anybody for something else. Like, if you're going to talk to men, tell men to stop making women into single mothers. Tell them when you get her pregnant, marry her. Tell them to stop laying down getting her pregnant when you don't intend to marry her. Because majority time, women are the ones crying, sad, confused. Like, he said he loved me. He said he wanted to have a baby with me. Why is he gone? No, we're not running around thinking we could just have kids with futures, the futures of the world, and then, well, let me go get a Russell Wilson when there's time to get... Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. Only people doing that is dust bucket ass black dudes. Having babies with everybody. Then deciding when you feel like getting married, you're going to get married to whomever you get married to. If you get married, because God forbid you have some leadership and responsibility on your shoulders. Y'all don't even get married half the time to anybody. You don't like marriage. Look at the data. But you sit here and you want to try to tell women it's our fault. No, it's your fault because you keep getting women pregnant. You don't know how to manage your sperm. You don't know how to control your own sperm. It's everywhere. It's in everybody. Everybody's pregnant by you. And you're handling it how? By murdering people? Killing pregnant women? That's how you deal with it? That's your birth control? I'm gonna need your punk ass to go back to sex ed in middle school. Go back and get your fucking sex ed lesson. Because the way to deal with birth control is not to kill the woman you got pregnant. Put on a condom. Get a vasectomy. Do something. Anything else but that. Stop getting women pregnant all over the place, and then now, after the fact, you're reacting. Because that's what guys love to do, react to shit. Be proactive. Figure out how you can manage this so you're not getting everybody pregnant that looks at you.
And attention from men means it's not affecting me. Okay, cool. You're getting attention. You're getting dick. But how many of them are really trying to marry you or wife you or make you a wife and keep?
And this is why women need to stop putting value on marriage, because guys love to use that to give women like a carrot to chase after. Fuck your marriage. You should be lucky if I say yes to you. How many women want to marry you that you're having kids with? Because I can tell you, I've been on all sides of the coin. Some guys are not marriage material.
I'm keeping you around for the fun. Yeah. So in a woman's mind, well, I'm getting attention from men, even the men I want. Yeah, but is he keeping you?
Yeah.
The thing, it's not that. I think y'all get the stigma of when we ask you about the value or whatever the case is, if the value goes down or whatever the case it may be, that you're a bad woman. I think that resonates with women like a lot that have kids, and when they hear us talk like that, it resonates as, oh no, you're no longer good. Like, you still can be good in somebody's life, but your value and your stock does change. It takes a lot for a man to deal with a woman with kids, because you don't just come with a kid. You come with a whole man attached to you versus a man that has nothing attached to him.
Okay.
So it's like you...
And we're not going to talk about the single fathers. So the man that you have attached to you, where's his value at? Like when my narcissistic ass ran off, he's like, oh, nobody's going to want you with 5 kids. And what woman's going to want you with 4? Dumbass.
Said on paper, if we put both these on paper like a job, and you got X, Y, and Z, everything adds up the same, but then it says, oh, child here, no child here, but you're the same woman. Y'all two the same women. What you think a man gonna choose?
The one without the child.
Okay, well, that's good and all. So here's the thing. Good thing we're not living on paper. So that's the great thing.
Right. I'm like, you act like people walking around. I've seen men get with women with more kids than the woman that... I can't. I cannot. We don't live on paper. We're real human beings. That's why you can't keep making people like items, like objects. And then when you wonder why you date like crap, because you're looking at women like they're products. I'm not a fucking product. I'm a whole human. I'm a whole vibe. I have like my own shit going on. So you can look on your paper all you want to, but you probably get with bland Becky, and then you're bored. But so now you're over here with Takesha, who got some kids and some color to her life. So, I mean, what's up with your paper? Who cares? There's men who are getting with women who have children. They're doing it for a reason. Let's just say that. If they get with a woman who has kids already, they're doing it for a reason. There's so many women out there who don't have kids. So go find them. If that's who you want to be with, go be with them. Ain't nobody telling you, nobody's twisting your arm. You're a grown man. Like, you can do what you want to do. If you're over here with a woman who has children, you're over here for a reason. Because before you met me, you was talking to other women who didn't have kids or who had less kids. Why are you over here? Because I'm not a piece of paper. You can't just go based off of paper. Even if you got your little paper and you writing down what's the difference, like my shit gonna look different from hers, whether she got kids or not. Kids are not they're not everything. If it was that simple, nobody would get with people who have children, and people do it every day. Every goddamn day. And you're salty about it. Why? I have no clue. I don't know what this business is of his. I have no clue. If you want to teach a class to dudes who don't have kids on how to find a wife, good for you. I'm happy. Round of applause. How's it going for you? Because if you're talking to these women, I don't know if this is, I guess, like I said, maybe this is his course of like, hey guys, look at these women. They have kids, and I don't know. Is it working for you? Because I doubt it is. I don't think these guys are sold. Because these women don't seem like they're struggling with self-esteem. So whatever you were trying to accomplish, you just failed. Those guys that are watching, that's trying to get some self-esteem from you putting these women down, they just cry. They going to go cry in their mom's basement. You're going about it all wrong. When people try to tell people how to be a better spouse or person to date, keep the opposite gender out of it. Don't do it for this other. Fix yourself first. It starts with therapy first and foremost, because people are fucked. They're not emotionally intelligent. They are struggling. It starts with therapy first. But you want to go there, and then you want to go fix your money, your looks, your self-esteem. Like, there's so many other things to work on. Then you worry about, like, who you're dating. Don't date outside your race and be like, I'm dating outside my race because Takesha does this, or the black women are like this. Like, leave women out of it. Just stop. If you want to talk to other men and give a class on how to meet the woman, to marry, to have your perfect family of 2.5 kids and your white picket fence and a dog, talk to those guys. Where are they? Anyways, they're nowhere. They're nowhere, and nobody wants to look at them, and that's why you ain't got them on here.
Another thing is, it goes back to what my beautiful friend here said. It's all about perspective. That's another thing. And then another thing is, you took my example and you really ran the wrong way with it. So I won't even use Sierra no more, because I was just using it as this is somebody that we all know got a good man after a spoiled one. I'll use Sarah Jakes. Y'all know Sarah Jakes? She's a pastor. That's Bishop T.D. Jakes' daughter. She had a kid at 15 years old. 13 years old. 13 years old. And you know who her man is? A phenomenal pastor. Torrey Roberts, right? Torrey Roberts, phenomenal pastor. That's a good man of God. Married her. They have their family. And she's now taking the torch from her father, Bishop T.D. Jakes. Once again, that's a big dog out here, okay? So what I'm saying is, don't take my example. Take it as this. I don't care with no man that doesn't want to raise another man's child, per se, has to say he shouldn't even approach me. Because the problem is, women hide their kids. Do not hide your kids. Do not feel like I don't want to put my baby on social media because people are going to, I'm a mother. I'm upfront about being a mother. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about my struggles. I'm also a woman that takes care of her child with or without a man. There is no man attached to me. I take care of my son.
I love this girl. She's fucking fire. I'm gonna say that right now. Woo! I was trying to like let her talk, but I was like, I know I'm gonna cut this off because I gotta jump in. One, I love that she says no man attached to her. That's how I see it. People look at women like we don't have value unless we have a man attached to us. That is, we gonna dead that in 20. That's done. It's gone. It's ended. 2023. Fucking leave that shit where the fuck it ever came from. Women are valuable just the way they are. That's how God created us. All this Adam and Eve crap, I don't even want to hear about that because most people don't even go to church, but they want to spew some Adam and Eve and God made this of the real. But take your ass to church and go read your Bible and get out my face. The second thing she said was that I love is that not only is she bringing up, Saray Jakes, or I think Miss Jakes, Bishop Jakes' daughter. Perfect example that she brought up with that. That's beautiful. I love that she could pivot and find a whole other example because there's too many out there to count. Okay. The third thing I like is that she made it clear that you cannot sit here and worry about, like, if you don't even want me, why are you even talking to me? Why are you even in my sphere? Why are you in my orbit? Why are you around? Why are you breathing on me? Like, what are you doing over here? Because I'm telling you front and center. I tell everybody who will listen, I have 5 kids. 5 beautiful boys. That's my life. So you can make your decision what you want. I hope it's a fucking wall that is a wide as big as alarm, then stay away. Like, I pray is like a way to keep the trash away from me. Okay? If that's gonna make you run away, thank you. Bye. Bye. I mean, I literally start with that. Because that's life. Like, I don't want nobody around me that don't even like kids or don't want kids or don't want how many kids I have or whatever. You gonna know up front what the fuck it is. Because this is the most important thing to me are my children. So I don't give a shit what you have going on. It has nothing to do with my life. Period. If you want someone, like I was talking to this one guy, he trying to holler at me. I met him on Clubhouse, whatever. Cute guy. He was looking like a 3-year-old. Let me stop. But he looked like he could be my kid's age. So I'm on Clubhouse minding my business. He's sliding the DMs, trying to holler at a sister. And I'm like, okay, hi, like whatever. We get on the phone talking. And I told him straight up, I have 5 kids. I did this, I did that. I give him my whole life. I don't care. And he was sounding like completely deflated. He was like, wow, so you decide you don't need nobody for nothing. Hello. Okay, yeah, pretty much. I'm almost 40. Like, what am I do with you? You a boy toy at best. At best. This is what men don't like, is that women have options. We can choose what we want now. We're not being pushed into these boxes where we have to put up and settle with stuff we don't want. That's what they can't stand. And they keep giving themselves value that you haven't earned. And where's this value coming from? So he's like, oh, don't be trying to give me no value, because I'll tell you, I'm out of your league. I'm off the damn chart somewhere. You couldn't see me if you could try. I had no interest in that guy. I'm like, you're like 5 years old. You don't have kids yet? Oh, hell no. I'm running because I ain't having no more. It's just such a variety out there. How do you say why does anyone care what you like or don't like? There's too many people out there. And then you got the internet. You can meet like so many people. Like, let's be real. That's why people try to hate on the internet. Oh, they're online dating. Child by people have been killing people since before the internet was even a thought. People have been killing their spouses before the internet was a thing, was a thought of anybody. Miss me with it. People have been killing people they grew up with. They've been killing people they live with. They've been killing people they married, not married, whatever. People been doing it all forever. Crazy people are there no matter what the fuck is going on. So you trying to demonize the internet? Why? Because it's new? Because it gives people too many options? I don't know what to tell you. It's not going anywhere. But like I said, you can click on and meet whoever you want. So you can literally go to like a site like eHarmony. This is what I learned from commercials. I'm not on there, but anyway, I'm not on any dating apps. I can't. But you can go on a site I'm not in the mood for dating. That's why. I don't have anything against it. I'm just not doing that right now. But anyways, so you have eHarmony. You can put what you're looking for. I love that idea. Because what a single mom don't got is time to waste. My children take up a lot of my time. They are my priority because they're little. And then I have my older sons that are still living here. They take up a lot of my time, and that is my fucking priority. So I do not need no dust ball coming around me and wasting my time trying to be confused about what he wants. No. You don't got it like that, boo-boo. So we're going to make it very clear. That's going to be my first sentence is, I have 5 sons. Like, please run if you don't want this, because I don't have time. I don't want you either. If you ain't got no kids, you think you're looking for, no, nah. I've already done the married thing. I don't do marriage. I already have kids. I don't want no more. I'm not biologically carrying nobody else's baby. I've had guys, well, try, you can do, no. I already got my criteria. And the older you get, the worse we get. You okay? I'm just telling you that now. Like, I literally know what I want and don't want. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. Like, younger women, I'm loving this for them. That's why I said that woman that's 25, she is not young. Women mature very fast. We're learning a lot. We're very intelligent, highly intuitive. This woman who's 26, she's very intelligent. If you don't want a woman with a kid, then don't come over here. Ain't nobody sitting at home crying about this. Like, look at this girl. You think she's missing out on some guys? And that's what the guy hates, is that she can pull any guy she wants with or without a kid. That's what he hates. That's what he's crying about. That's what he wants to go cry about. They have shut the fuck up, like with her talking. I'm glad she let them get it all out and she's talking at the end, because she sounds, she got a lot to say and I'm here to listen. That's my kind of girl. You're 26 years old. She knows what she wants, what she don't want. She's looking for a real man because she has a child. You should have even higher standards when you have kids in the picture. You ain't got time to be lowering those standards. And I'm going to show y'all that video where that white man said that. He was all the way correct. Black, like any women, but especially black women, you don't have time to be lowering some standards when you have a child here in the mix. Because whatever you bring around, now your child's being affected. This is not the time to bring around dust balls. You can date Dusty when you're single. When you want to have fun, you want to slum, deal with the gangsters or thugs, the raggedy dudes that don't got no job, whatever. Do that when you're single with no kids that can be affected. Once you have children, your standards need to be through the roof. And you stay single until you find them. Until you find a guy that meets your standards, that's who you get with. That's it. If you don't want me, why are you even over here? Do I have to put on a t-shirt to say I have 5 sons? What the fuck? Like, we ain't about to even have this conversation. No thanks. Because even when I had less children, I do not date people with no kids. I'm not doing it. I just don't. Ew. I'm just, like, that's me. And guys will get mad. Stay mad. Ew, like, I don't care. Stay mad. Like, everybody gets to have preferences. You have yours. I have mine. That's something I've never, ever been attracted to. Like, if I have a child, you need to have at least one kid, because you're not going to understand shit I'm doing. And I'm like, honestly, real talk, I don't like people with one kid. I'm throwing it out there. I said it. People with one kid are still just as selfish as the people with no kids, because you really don't have to change a whole lot with one kid. You could still be just as selfish as ever with one kid. Sometimes people with kids out the house are selfish. Like, whoo, let me breathe. So you need to just find what you need to find. If you don't want a certain thing, there's no reason to be in that person's atmosphere talking about what you don't want. She doesn't care. Because women really can get almost anybody we want. She doesn't care. I'm going to save you the embarrassment. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. Like, the whole time you're probably talking to her with your stank breath, talking about what you don't want, she probably wondering, like, okay, I literally have to go. My babysitter is about to go home. I got to go pay the babysitter. I got to go feed the cat. Why are you still here? Ain't nobody press on nobody like that. Like, okay, I'm happy for you. Like, why are you even over here? Like, that's the first thing you want to ask. If you have self-esteem and you love yourself and you love your kid, that's so weird. Like, you don't come all the way across the club to talk about, oh, well, I can't do no woman with kids. Okay, bye. Women don't care. There are so many men trying to talk to us on a regular basis since we could fucking walk. We're over it. We're over it. If I'm not your type, you ask me, I'm going to just start off. I have 5 kids. I just look at them like, honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't date. I don't date anyway, but bleh, my kids are too young for this shit. But I literally just start off with that. That's what I would do. If I was in a club and some guy wandered his ass over to me, I have 5 kids. How are you? Bye. Like, just leave me alone. Women don't even want to buy. When I didn't have no kids and I used to go dating, I used to go dancing with my friends. Like, guys would get mad because we wouldn't be dealing with them. Women go out to have fun. We're not men. So men go out to look for somebody to go home with. Women go out just to have fun with their girlfriends. They don't want to be bothered. And then when you get on, if you're on a dating site, I love online dating because you can actually see what people want and don't want. It's like a resume. It's wonderful. I love it. I don't have to be in a grocery store trying to figure out if you're lying or not. Like, I can meet you online. I can do my background check. I can see what's really happening with you. And then we can decide if I want to see you in person. It's fabulous. People can try to pretend like they hate it all they won't. It ain't going nowhere. It's fucking awesome. I love it. Tatiana Lee met her husband online. He's handsome. They've been married 7 years. They had their 2 beautiful kids. I'm here for it. It's just easy. And for women, for our safety, it's preferred. Because I need to like go through your whole thing. I've had guys lie to me about how many kids they have, their age, the horror stories. The horror stories are real. They are real. Are they married? Are they not married? I mean, the stories are awful. The things dudes would do to just get to talk to you is really strange. And I'm not saying that like their resume has to be like 100% real and truthful, but you can at least do your research and like do some Googling, do some background checks, go through some socialcatfish.com. You can like reverse image their picture, make sure that's really who they are. Like, I'm about to become a whole like detective. But you could do a lot of different things, and it's amazing. If you just meet them in person, it makes it a little bit harder because they're like right there. And it's intimidating personally because it's like, I don't know you from Adam. You could be a serial killer, but they just are right there. Hey, I'm Bob. What's your name? And it's like, now you have to like figure out if you're going to give them a fake number or not. You don't really have no time to like do what you need to do to really vet them. So I prefer dating online because it gives you gives you more time to move at your own pace. And I'm not saying, already know, I have to get a disclaimer, not all guys. Like, I'm not saying you can't meet a good guy in person, but especially nowadays, oh my gosh, you gotta do your research. Man, guys, meet the family, shoot. They be lying. These just be out here lying. It's crazy. Like, they will straight up be like, I don't have no kids. You're right. I was in this one guy when I was in the military. It was 100 years ago, before I had kids. He had like multiple kids, and every time I talked to him, the number went up. He was light skinned. He was giving Vin Diesel. Like, he was like those bald, light skinned dude. He was probably Puerto Rican or some shit. I don't know. But like, he was clearly like a hoe. He probably like slept with a bunch of different women, had a bunch of different kids, and now he's ashamed of it. So like, every time I talked to him, he kept adding more kids. The number went higher. And I was like, how many kids do you really have? Like, it's like we were at number 7. Guys do this, man. These are the things they don't talk about. They don't get on their podcast to talk about the men who are lying about their kids. And this one thing, the one woman said, like, women are hiding their kids. Like, I don't disagree with that. Because you don't want crazies looking at your children. So some women, a lot of people are very careful about sharing pictures of their children because you don't know who's looking at your pictures. There's a lot of creepers out there. So I would not say you have to like put all these photos up of your children, especially when they're little. But you can tell people how many kids you have. And be careful, single moms, because the pedophiles, they will date a single mother just to get access to your children. So be careful about that. But I will say, okay, and that's why I do not recommend bringing people around your kids. If they're little, don't bring them around them. Do you have children still living with you? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you date, his ass can go back to his house, you go back to yours. You ain't got to move him in. He a grown man. I don't give a fuck. You ain't loving me that damn much. Another red flag is men who want to marry you, like, right away. Keep an eye out for that as well. I'm glad somebody mentioned it. There was another video. I can't remember how to find it. But they were saying, like, oh, men know who they want to marry within the first. They know. When they know. Forget that shit. You lead me off the cliff and everything else. You're going to lead me off with marriage. Be careful if a male wants to marry you or get in a relationship with you very quickly. Pay it. That's a red flag. That is a red flag. And I'm not saying always. I have to give my disclaimer. But a lot of times, it can really be detrimental to a woman. It could be life or death. It could be extremely detrimental because you may be thinking, oh my gosh, he just so love me. He doesn't even know you. Why is he so quick to like be marrying you or getting in a relationship with you? Why is he moving in within the first few days? Predator. Predator. I'm saying it. It's either a predator. He's a predator, and it could be in different ways. He may want to prey on your children. He may want to prey on your services and make you into a slave in servitude. Keep an eye out for it. Don't do it. Slow it down. Say, okay, yeah, you're cool, but this is another thing I learned, guys, through the hard way. I went through some crazy shit last year. So no matter how much you like a dude, stretch that shit out like 3 to 6 months. Stretch it out. You can have sex on whatever you want to do, but I'm telling you, don't be trying to make any real major decisions until at least the 4-month mark. Because when women fall for guys, apparently our hormones, we have some kind of hormone thing that's going on there, and it has nothing to do with sex. Sex is chemistry, is something else going on with the chemicals or whatever. The hormones will make you fall for this guy, not really see things clearly, not really be thinking straight. You wearing your rose-colored glasses, like it lasts for like 4 months. Stretch it out over 4 months. Slow the dates down. You can still see him. Slow it down. Don't move him in. Don't marry him. No, nothing. Say, hey, I like you too, but let's slow this shit down. I want to slow it down some. One, if he's a predator, he's probably going to run away because he already knows if you slow it down, he can only keep his mask on for so long. Two, if you say, okay, let's slow it down, he knows the jig is up. You're going to figure it out. Your glasses are going to come off after 4 months, and you're going to see him for the monster that he really is. And if he's the real thing, after 4 months, you'll see that. What are we in a rush for? If you want to marry me and we're going to be together till the end of time, why are we rushing? I'm telling you from my own experiences. I learned a lot over the last year, and I feel like I did just so that not even the last year, the year before last, the last 2 years, so that I could give my information and my knowledge to the rest of the world for women to protect you all. Do not take it as a flex or a flattery that he wants to marry you quickly. He's up to something. Men are predators. They exploit. If he can't wait to marry you, he's trying to move into your house. He ain't got nowhere to live. Or he's trying to get to your kids. There's always something. Pay attention. Every now and then it may not be. Every now and then he may be a good person and just want to have a family. Every now and then. Every blue moon. Okay? I would say I'd rather be safe than sorry. Majority of the times, he's up to something. There's a story I did on my true crime channel. This woman, she got married to this guy who was not equally yoked as her. He had no damn job. I don't know what he had going on with himself, but she went to go to his house one time. I don't know how she got the address. There was no house there. There was no house. I don't know where she got the address from, but you know, women be low-key knowing, so we be kind of doing our own little investigations, and guys don't even be knowing it. So she went by the house. There was no house there, and then he gonna try to come up with some story, and because she was desperate for marriage, I don't even think they actually didn't even end up having kids. I don't know how long she was married to him, but I think they did not even have children. And you desperate for marriage for what? To get your value going? I have no clue. Ciao, bye. your stock will lower marrying the wrong man. Okay. So she got married to this creature, and he like literally just was a bum, just a whole homosexual living off of her, had no job, no money, no nothing. So when she decided, okay, you're not the man I thought you were, or you're not really, anything good that I want to be married to or attached to, she tried to leave him and he killed her. Trust your instincts, ladies. Trust your instincts. If it walk like a duck and it quack like a duck, that motherfucker's a duck, okay? Don't be trying to make him into a geese or an eagle. He's a duck. Pay attention. Pay attention. It's 2024. It's time to move different, think different. Do everything different. Look at the veil has lifted. Women are waking up and realizing marriage ain't the prize that they tried to say it was. It's not a prize. Am I happy for women who are in healthy, great marriages? Absolutely. I'm so, we all want the fairy tale, right? Thank you, Disney. We all want the fairy tale. But a lot of times, majority of the times, it's just not what it is. It's not what you think it is. And then women come out later and they're like, it was a nightmare. It was just like, that's why I have my struggle marriage series. Tatiana Ali and her husband, I'm very happy for them. I'm actually mad that they let them out the bag. I'm like, please don't let anybody know about your marriage, because that's when it starts to go downhill. But I'm happy for them cautiously. I now look at marriages with a side eye. I'm like, I hope he ain't put no hands and feet on her and cheating and beating and doing everything else under the sun. I'd look at it with the side eye. I'm like, is she the breadwinner? Let's go check that 401k. No, stop. I'm not joking. You gotta check the salary. I'm not even gonna dig in her husband's business. I'm gonna let it be. I'm gonna leave it alone. Because you do a little bit of digging, them skeletons come falling out, tumbling out. People be, couples goals. You blink for 2 minutes and here it comes. The nightmare that it was. It's like, oh my gosh. One thing I noticed, I was watching this one true crime channel with all these other women on YouTube. I can't remember the name of it. Actually, I can, but I'm not going to say it. Because I don't like this group. No, I'm joking. But one thing we noticed was that every time the couple is online showing off their couple, like their marriage or relationship, whatever they have, nope. Murder. Every time they're like, let's do the question thing. Who does this the most? It's almost like eerie at this point. Even me just saying it sent chills down my spine just now. It's like a trauma response. Like every time I hear that, the couples thing where they're because I lived it in real life. I saw a couple, this wife had that on her page and her husband was talking to me. And she didn't know it. He cheated on her. And they have an open marriage. How do you cheat on someone with an open marriage? I have no clue. How do you do that? And she took all that shit down. Like once the truth came out, she took all of it down. I'm like, yeah. But see, that's what happens when you overvalue marriage. And when you value marriage at that high of a level, you'll do anything to have it. So you be in some crazy marriage and just be like, I'm going to overvalue it. And then you are elevating and promoting and advertising your husband. He's not advertising you. Okay, women, pay attention. If you don't see your husband anywhere on his social media page and you all over his, reciprocity, bitches. I'm sorry. Just be like, no, but for real, like, I think wives be like, oh, well, he's just not like that. Like, they make up all these excuses. He's just not that into you. That's what that is. He's just not that into you. I ain't advertising nobody. You ain't advertising me, I ain't advertising you. And I just feel like, why are we even putting ourselves out there to begin with? But if you want to, shout from the rooftops, like, see if your guy's doing the same thing on his page. If people don't even know he's married, like he has nowhere. I'm exhausted. Okay, let's finish this out. We have 2 more minutes, and then I can close this out because this went longer than you. This is what's going to be happening, y'all. Just get ready because I be having stuff to talk about. No, but it's. I did not expect this to go this long, and it always does. So I am Themis Jr., and I always have these long ass videos, and I'm like, no, it's going to be short this time. And my ideal short is going to now probably be like an hour. Okay, let's finish this out. I'm not going to cut it out anymore. I'm not going to cut it off anymore. I've done enough commentary. So once this video is over with, we're just closing it out, and I'll end the video.
Now there's also no drama, because can that man be in his son's life if he wants to? But we good. So there's no man attached to me. So when I
say attached, that mean a man has access to you.
He doesn't have access to me, because the thing is, and I'll just so I can use myself as an example, so I ain't got to keep using everybody else. Even with my child, I don't ever have to talk to his dad. He has a way to contact his father, and the only time we have to talk is so we can meet up on a time to get that bag ready.
That's not realistic. If
That's
you
my life.
He said that's not realistic, but she literally is telling her life. No, it's not meeting your agenda. It is realistic because it's called a cell phone. Like, every kid has one now. My ex likes to call the kids to do tutoring with them through FaceTime. He tutors them. I literally just hand them the phone and I go off into another room somewhere because I have a life. That's realistic. Why do I need to sit here and talk to you? Like, what are we talking about? I don't need to learn my ABCs. Shit. Like, what are you talking about? How are you going to sit up here and talk about that's not real? No, bitch. It is realistic. It just doesn't fit your agenda because you're trying to make single mother something that we're not. And that's why my channel exists, because y'all sitting up here playing in our faces, lying on us. You ain't about to sit here and lie on me and I'm sitting here looking at it and not saying anything. I'm going to say something. Because you talking about a life that's not even yours. He's not a single mom. So how are you going to sit here and tell her what's realistic for her life? She just literally said, I'm going to talk about my life so I don't have to like keep naming other people. And then he's like, that's not real. That's her life, dumbass. I can't stand that shit. How are you going to tell somebody what their life is? That's her life. And if she can pull it off, then it's realistic because that her life is real, right? Or is it a fantasy? And 9 times out of 10, whatever she's doing, other single mothers are doing the same thing. How about that, bitch? How about them biscuits? Whatever she doing, other single mother. Because why would I need to talk to my baby daddy? What we got to talk about? He better text me, because half the time his ass is blocked. If we really want to keep it a bug. Half the time he's blocked. But if we have anything serious to talk about, he wants to talk to me about something, we can talk about it. You lucky if I talk to you on the phone. I don't owe you anything. We're not together anymore. Y'all want to cut women off? We can do the same thing to you. You don't have access to me. I don't owe you anything. I don't even owe you my time. I don't have to talk to you on my phone. You don't pay my phone bill. If you want to say something to me, text me. And hope that I don't have you blocked because you got on my nerves last week. That's realistic. But what you don't like is that once more, women have control and autonomy of their own goddamn lives. And gosh forbid. You don't own us. You didn't create us. You are not God. Come on, that's not real. She literally just explained her life. You sound dumb right now. She literally explained her life and my life because I literally do that all the time. I hand the phone off to my children so they can talk to their dad. He didn't call to talk to me. And the dude was like, you're talking about attached. When I say attached, I mean, does he have access? That's not attached. You're just so worried about what I can get, who I'm sleeping with. Why are you worried about other men's peen? That's not attached. Attached means I'm like stuck to you, like married or whatever. If I can just pick up and leave, that I'm not attached to your ass. Shit. That's why women ain't doing the marriage no more, because you are attached to me. And now I gotta go through the most to get you off me. Like, no. My ex, I knew you ain't about to be attached to me because he was a whole headache. You're not going to be attached to me like that. Absolutely not. It's bad enough we got kids that we got to share. You're not about to be attached to my ass. I'm not doing it. And him having sex with her is her body. She can do whatever she want to do. Y'all ain't got it like that. You think like a man, oh, he using her. She may be doing what she feel like doing. You never thought about that? And she can have sex with him and leave. That's not attached. That's literally the definition of unattached. Like, I'm not attached to you. I left and went to my house, got in my own car that I paid for, and drove off down the road. We ain't attached. I ain't got your name on me, nothing. Having access to someone to have sex is not attached. It's literally just access, if you have that. Because she can shut that access off at any fucking time. Whenever she want to close her box, she can do that. You can no longer marry a woman and legally rape us, which was gross. It's not legal anymore. It's over. The game's up.
If you no, this is what I'm saying. No, this is what I'm saying.
I know I was gonna go.
If you have,
I'm sorry that a lot
if
of
you
people have
co-parent,
baby daddy drama.
you have to communicate. It's
don't.
impossible to not ever not communicate. That's just not even realistic.
So where am I living?
You know what I'm saying? Unless you had a deadbeat, he's not around. If he's still around, you're communicating at some point. And what he means, like, by having a man attached to you, this man can affect how his woman feels in his household. Your baby daddy can piss you off, and that could ruin your night with your.
You see how they want to have control with us no matter what? They want to have control so bad. So now the dude is affecting my life somehow. That's why it's called block. He tried it. I be blocking him on a regular. Like, you ain't about to mess up my peace over here. Okay? Like, whenever you get on my nerves, block. Blockity block. You don't pay my bills. I'm not attached to you. If you want to grace my phone that I pay for to talk to our children, you can either buy your own phone for them, or you gonna act like you got some sense so you can get to call my phone and I hand the phone to them.
Man, so how can another man make my woman mad? And this is my woman. That's now. Not a so no. Listen. Say y'all had a trip plan, right? Y'all had
and he literally could be talking about your job. Brad can make you mad then, if that's how we're talking. So I'm attached to Brad too at the office. My mom's husband is an asshole. We don't like him. Am I attached to him too because he didn't piss me off with my man at home? He sounds crazy. You act like people ain't affected by people every day, all over the place, everywhere. I could go to a grocery store and someone get on my motherfucking nerves. They attached to me too? I could get in my car and now I got road rage. Is the random person who cut me off attached to me also? What are you talking about? You just want this guy to have more power than he ever will have. No. You can give people you can give your power away, which these women are not doing. I'm happy to see this. Or you can take it back and decide who gets to be in your aura and your energy and messing up your peace. See, males ran around on the internet for the past 20 years talking about you need to be my peace. Bitch, you are all kinds of problems. You're the reason we ain't got no peace in this house. With your drama. With your angry issues. With all your cheating, beating, whatever you doing with your life. You just mad about the whole world and we got to hear about it. You're the reason there's no peace. And women have gotten smarter, so we unattach ourselves from these males and now we're enjoying the peace. When you get a taste of that, you're not going back. And guys are crying because they're wondering why they don't have access to women anymore. Because you're a headache. You're not peaceful. We don't get along. We're not compatible. Period. It is very possible, even if she wanted to, but she probably not. Even if she wanted to sleep with whatever, the ex, she could still leave and go have her peace. That's the beauty of it. I'm not attached to you. I can go home and sleep really well in my bed. I don't have to worry about you cheating on me, beating on me, arguing with me, none of it. I don't got to cook for you, clean up, nothing. Peace. You couldn't be my peace, so I made my own peace. How about that? I don't know why you get in a relationship with somebody to be my peace. Be your own damn peace. Shit. You peaceful over there, so just stop coming over here and getting on my nerves.
Vacation plan. Your child's father said, yeah, I'll take him for the 2 weeks. Night before the trip, your baby daddy goes ghost. Nowhere to be found. He just fucked up your household in real time.
He really didn't. It's called a plan B. Next. That could be anything. You could lose your job and now your whole household up in an uproar. I think that'd be way more important because now we can't pay the bills.
And this is another man controlling another man's household. Why would you ever give somebody that power over your woman when you could just find one that don't have none of that attached to her?
Or you could be a badass man that has enough money to be like, okay, well, we're just going to go fly over to your mom's house, drop the baby off. Or we could take the baby with us. We have enough money to hire a nanny. Marry up, ladies.
Just find a woman that, whether she has it attached to her or not, it's about the woman. It's about how she moves and how she holds it down. When I go get into a serious relationship, which I'm going to take time to get into because I have a kid.
Can that affect you?
So when I take that time to get in that relationship, my husband don't have to worry about nobody from the past, not even his father. You know why?
You can't say that.
Because I'm going to get with a man, not a man that decided to change his mind and said, okay, I think she'd be fine and stuff, so I guess I could be cool with raising her. Nah, man, I said, look, I don't care if you had a kid or not. I could date even more freely now because I have it set up to where my son can talk to his father whenever he pleases. I've dated someone and he would be in the living room talking to his dad. That has nothing to do with what we're doing in this household. If I cook dinner and dinner's ready for my man, for his kids, for my son, tell your dad you'll call him later. His dad don't disrespect that. And if it comes down to your example, oh, what if you had a trip and da-da-da-da? Once again, I'm with a man that includes my son. My son is his son, just like his kids if he had any would be my children.
Let me ask you this. So you telling me y'all are co-parenting through a kid? And you don't see nothing wrong with that? You guys communicate through the kid. Don't you think that's unfair to the kid to have to relay messages from mom and dad? You don't think that's going to affect the kid in the long run?
Healthy co-parenting shouldn't I just hate this for a lot of people. I came from a toxic co-parenting family. So like what I didn't like was that they couldn't communicate, right? They couldn't just simply just tell him about my events at school or just tell her that you're trying to do this and like to not just put it all out there. Because if that's the only time you could get him, then let's set that up. We're organized to where I don't got to text you every day and say, hey, you getting him next weekend? We talking too much. We are not that no more. I don't owe you that no more. When I see you, it's like, hey, how you doing?
Okay. Is it safe to say at some point of time, you're going to have to communicate with another man?
But that's what I said earlier. I said this. I said, it's as simple as you're picking him up Friday at what time so I can have his stuff ready. You could cordially talk to somebody about that.
This is the point you're missing.
What is the point?
A man gets her with no kids. He doesn't have to deal with that at all.
So I had to find the rest of the video because they cut it off for whatever reason. I guess it didn't fit their agenda. But I did see the rest of the video, and she was basically saying that the guy that's with her, he's a real man, and he's able to deal with whatever, like really like a real man is not going to, like, he's not going to be affected. He can probably calm her down because he's not affected. That's what real men do. They're leaders. So he would be able to calm his woman down if the other guy's acting like a whole little fucking incel loser and he's crying, like doing you just messy, petty shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you be like, I can watch your kids for 2 weeks and then suddenly I can't watch your kids? You will pay for that shit messing with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna meet at the courthouse. I will snatch all the damn paternity rights from you and make you pay. You're not gonna do that because you're gonna know there's repercussions. Now, a good, decent person will just be like, you know, if they say they agree to have the kids, they would get the kids when they're supposed to get the kids, and vice versa. If you want to start playing those games, we're going to have to let Brad handle this because I'm still not going to argue with anybody because I like my peace way too much. I don't do drama. I don't argue. I don't do none of that shit. Never have, never will. I will call Brad and let him deal with you. Now we got to go to court because you don't know how to act. And guess who's going to be getting the act straight real quick? Your ex. Because one thing black men are scared of is always going to be the white man. They always get themselves straightened up and get some act right. When here comes a white guy having to take over. And then the first one's like, oh, you just put the man. You the reason I had to call the man. Act like you got some goddamn sense. I wouldn't have to call the cops. I wouldn't have to go take you to the courthouse. Do not tell me you can watch our children for 2 weeks and then the day of tonight I can't watch them. You better have a backup plan. Anyways, so I'll find the other video, y'all. It's probably gonna be on another video because I'll see what I'm gonna do. I can see what I'm gonna do. But you can see how they cut her off because they're like, "Oh, this ain't working for us. We gotta make it like a hell." Dude, like you're saying it's not realistic that she gave her phone to the kid and she really doesn't talk to the ex that much. It's not realistic that everybody has baby daddy, baby mama drama. As much as we ain't with the other person at this point, I think we have this figured out. If you having drama still, you ain't doing something right. Get yourself together. Because you done seen it happen way too many times at this point. By the time I left my mom's house, I've seen like all the women were single mothers. And this is with fathers being involved. So I told y'all I'm gonna do another video on that because these are not real single moms where they're just by themselves, but they were single. And my dad didn't have no drama with any of my mom's boyfriends, none of it. They actually partied together. People thought it was weird. I grew up like that. That's all I knew. I remember I was working in my office and this guy was like, "Wait, so your dad, that's your dad and that's your mom's boyfriend and that's your mom?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's the big deal?" Like they were it was a barbecue. Like, what are we talking about here? Like I didn't understand what was even happening. And he was like, "Man, that ain't normal." Maybe not in your ghetto world. I see Bruce Willis get with Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher and they spend weekends, they have vacations together. I see people do it all the time. A lot of celebrities, since people worship celebrities. But I see a lot of celebrities with their exes all the time doing, what do we have? Cardi B got with Offset for the holidays to give the kids a nice holiday. People are used to it at this point. It's a bit antiquated to sit here on your podcast and still act like people don't know how to co-parent properly. And blended families are not new. They've been around since the beginning of time. Stop living in your fucking bubble. People have been stepdads and stepmoms for people forever. They didn't call them that maybe, but they've been doing it forever. The Bible got all kinds of polygamy. The people got like 20 wives with different kids. Child, bye. Bye. It's fake. It's fake news. People have kids with other people all the time. And it doesn't have to be drama. And if you haven't figured out how to do it by now, you're doing it wrong. I'm sorry. You're under a rock somewhere. Because everyone's seen it by now, how to get along and co-parent. It's not that hard. And then the internet really just opened up the floodgates because you see even more people doing it properly. My kid's father, when he's not sickly like he's been lately, he gets them on Saturdays and he keeps them till Sunday and I go get them. He gives me money every week or every month or whenever the hell I really want it. But we pretty much know what days he's going to get them and we keep it moving. Once you have a schedule and a set amount of money you're getting each month, you don't need to be on the phone with them. Like, about what? Now, one thing I'll tell you, my ex is needy and he be acting like he don't know how to like call a teacher and ask them anything. And no, you're going to do better than that because I'm not your secretary. So he's calling me like, "Oh, how's our child doing at school?" Call the teacher. I don't know. Fuck. Like, why are you calling me? We're not attached, okay? Like, I'm not attached to you. I don't have to answer your questions. You had the chance to be with me. You fucked it up. And now I'm free and I'm enjoying it and I'm not going back there. So call the teacher and ask the questions. Call the school, ask your questions. I am not the school. I don't work there. I ain't getting no check from them. I don't know more than the teacher because the teacher with the kid more than I am. Ask her what your questions are. I mean, if they have a doctor's appointment, I send them a picture. I send them the results. This is what's going on with our kid. They have this is going on. He gives his medication. That's it. It's not that hard. So everyone, I hope you're enjoying your New Year's. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I might chop this video into 2. We'll see. You know, I always say that, but I never do sometimes. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.